Okay.
I'm Plucky Dimple Bottom.
And I'm Vladimir Lenin.
Well, you look good for being dead for 100 years or something like that.
Yeah, shave the beard. Yeah,
Yeah,
that it changes the face.
the thing is, with what we can get on the Zoom screen, it looks more like you're John Travolta striking that pose on the Saturday Night Fever album cover.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Anyways, this Zoomcast should be shorter. We got good comments about or we just recorded the episode for Xanadu, the
It should
2000
be
version.
shorter because we got somebody here that's 5'3". No, just
Yeah.
kidding.
We got good comments about Destination Unknown. We just didn't get a whole lot like we did last week. And Madeline's not here. She's at school, so she won't be butting in. Although I'm thinking maybe I should start including her in the Zoomcasts for a
Did
little
you
bit.
did you send her to actual physical school?
Yes, yes, we do that here in Troy.
Oh, so there's actual school available again. Yeah, same here in Arizona, but
It, yeah.
yeah, I noticed
Although,
all the little pieces of garbage. I mean, all the teenagers were were out when I went to go take a walk. So
just remember that teenagers who love E.L.O. and watch our podcast and listen to
I
it.
told them all to get off my lawn.
It was Eric Winsenson. I don't know which way the Zoom camera points. Winsenson who called you garbage, not
I went
me.
around. I went around there just yelling at people. Then get off my lawn.
Yep, yep. Not me. Eric Paul Johnson. I love the teenagers. That's not
Uh
going to
huh.
sound good in on YouTube. That comes off.
Okay, we're gonna sample that for.
Yeah, that'll come up in the court case. Yeah. Anyways, Destination Unknown. First comment is from our YouTube channel, which I'm going to plug right now. The Electric Light Orchestra podcast is what it's called. It's on YouTube. Every episode, all the Zoomcasts, and it's right there. And we don't make any money from that until we hit at least 1,000 subscribers, and I forget how many views per episode or something like that. Right now, I think we're at about 47 subscribers, so still got about 953 more subscribers before we can hit the point where we could actually make a couple bucks, at least from the Zoom casts, which don't feature copyrighted material. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
There.
Well,
Now, which don't feature copyrighted material. Just don't look behind my head.
yeah. Yeah, well, I'm glad we've got that many subscribers, which is a lot more than my own channel has, but not very many people want to hear old polka music lifted from a 78. So
I do, but I've been told I have unusual taste in music, so
true.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, Aaron Jansen says, funny how the song doesn't make the album. It's only released as a B-side on The Other Side of the Pond, and then makes it on a greatest hits compilation years later. I think artists don't necessarily know which songs are their good songs. Take Kansas's Blowing in the Wind, BTO's You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, or Thin Lizzy's The Boys Are Back in Town, for example. All three almost didn't make it onto their albums, and all are arguably the three bands' signature songs. We're putting a lot of weight on Jeff, but who else was there to guide his decisions? Or was there a lack of collaboration here? I mean, look at Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back was phenomenal because of the collaboration, which was tacking in the 1 to 3 which was lacking in the 1 to 3 installments. I think the same goes for the two most recent E.L.O. albums. The man is at his best when he's working with someone else. I would disagree with You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. I think Let It Ride is probably a better BTO song, and Eric Paul's going to say it's all BTO songs. So,
First of all, it was dust in the wind, not blowing in the wind. Um,
that's true.
Aaron. But I don't, I've done that before, mixed up. It's only one word, and I've mixed them up before.
Is
Or
that
mixed up.
you that put that in there, or is that him that typed that in there?
No, Aaron typed in blowing in the wind.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, Yeah, BTO. Hmm, eh. You know, I lived in Phoenix. It's kind of a classic rock city. Um, so I heard a lot of it, and you know, I wasn't crazy about BTO. I didn't mind them, but yeah, when you hear them a lot, they wear on my nerves anyway.
Just be thankful you weren't born in Toronto then.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. That Jeff works best with other people, and not to give any spoilers away because we're coming up on those albums where he basically works with himself. Um, yeah, I can absolutely see your point. So, yeah, yeah, I'll get into that more when we hit Alone in the Universe and Universe and Foon.
From out of nowhere.
Yes,
Yes. Where
Mark.
Jeff plays with himself.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess it all depends on who you're working with, but it's always better when you're working with somebody else instead of working with yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mark. I think we just lost Pam Van Allen.
We did.
Yep. Mark Jealous. Now here's a good rocker. Jeff's got some pretty ballsy sax going here, acting like a foil to the twangy guitar, much like Dwayne Eddy had on Peter Gunn theme. Jeff's not sure what's next. Sometimes in life you don't know, only that it's time to move on. Well, fortune favors the brave, and we didn't have to wait too long for the answer. I kind of like how it was in Star Trek 4. Fortune favor the foolish.
Which is, well, which is another way of saying God loves a drunk.
There you go.
MJ Fold says, I love this song. The way it bounces along, the gusto of it, the little wow wow sound at the end of each verse phrase, the crazy sax, the chugging little reggae guitar part behind the I'm tired of playing other people's games part. It sounds the sort of triumphant song Jeff could have done with on the album. One of the best songs he did around then, and he hides it on a B-side. Not that anyone cares about E.L.O. back then, especially Jeff. Wow, Andrew Whiteside actually liked this. He also liked Life Cereal. Surprising.
Yeah.
Some heavy sax talk in this episode. There should have been a warning slapped on the description. I too, like Troy, first heard it on the Afterglow box set when I bought it in the late 90s, early noughties. Awesome song. It was a great surprise with most of the unreleased B-side tracks I found on Afterglow.
Yeah, MJ kind of brings up the same thing that Aaron did. It's a great fandamtastic song. It doesn't make the album, and it's hidden as a B-side over in England. We don't even get it over here in America. We don't even know it exists until Afterglow comes out 4 years later. That's Destination Unknown really was treated badly. Um, should have been on the album, and if it was going to get cut from the album, at least put it on, release it all over the world as a B-side or I was going to say bonus track on CD single, but I don't think they had CD singles in 86. Soon, but not in 86. Early 86. Mike Hudson. Okay, yeah, that's not the last one. Mike Hudson. This is the yakety sax of E.L.O. songs. I keep expecting to see Benny Hill getting chased by a mob of angry people. As I've stated before, I'm not terribly fond of the sound of saxophones, and this song doesn't change my feelings any. I like the song itself and the rest of the backing track, but I'd rather have a lot less sax and a lot more something else in its place, preferably guitar, especially for the solo. I always assumed this was sax. I always assumed the sax was played by the same guy who played sax on a couple of the Balance of Power tracks. Wasn't his name Christian something or other? Too lazy to look it up. Unlike EPJ, I would not have replaced Is It Alright with this song. I love Is It Alright, but Send It, So Serious, or Secret Lives could have been relegated to B-side status in favor of this song. Well, Secret Lives could have B-side and Destination Unknown, sure. But I like So Serious and Send It. Although I have never been fond of naming albums after song on the album, had this song been on the original album, Destination Unknown would have been a much better title than Balance of Power, and might possibly have inspired some decent album art rather than the lazy cover we got for Balance of Power.
It might have also sold some extra copies because they would have thought it was the Missing Persons 12-inch single.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, and as for who played sax, yeah, I forgot to look that up. When I read it, I was like, okay, I'll look this up later. Well, later came and went, and I didn't look it up. So maybe
Yeah,
Eric
so
will.
you think that the sax in this was gratuitous?
Yes, there was gratuitous sax and no violins.
Right, no violins in this.
Right.
Almost had the title of a early '90s Sparks album there,
Yep.
but
Yeah, and
one quick moment.
Eric's going to
And
bring it.
you can entertain everybody while I do this. Just kind of dance a little.
Maybe I can bring this over.
With your clothes on, no pole dancing. Okay. And now we are realizing the reason why why somebody's musical career never took off the way he expected it to.
That's part of the reason I also didn't expect to be playing anything.
Okay. Plus also, well, maybe he's always known that, and that's about as much as he expected it to.
Yeah, and I haven't touched it in quite a while, so I'm sure it's definitely out of tune.
Christian Schneider on
There you,
saxophone.
there you go. That sounds
Yep.
right. Ow. Yeah. Yeah, I never liked the title Balance of Power, and that cover is awful.
What when you just have your kid some construction paper and he
Yeah.
throws it together,
Here's some construction paper,
doesn't
some
need glue,
scissors.
so you know that he's got a career ahead of him that's not management. And he thought it was gonna he thought it was gonna upset a whole bunch of people. No, I'm going to upset middle management, except for my supervisor who is perfect. At
Anyway,
least
moving
until I
on.
have a new supervisor.
Yeah.
Ah, ow! What's this stuff? Anyway, but yeah, Christian Schneider was the person who was doing that, and you're going to have to forgive me because for some reason, other than just closing the Jeff Lynne database, I just closed my entire internet.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Huh. Oh dear. Oh, never mind.
So we're waiting. So do I have to stall again?
You do not have to stall again. I just
Okay.
need to bring up the thing here with the next person's name on it.
That would be G. Brewer.
That'd be G. Brewer. Eric Paul Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And G. Brewer says, not a fan of this song, although I like it when Jeff sings, I'm tired of playing other people's games. He really got pissed off about Monopoly that day, didn't he?
You know, sometimes the game gets to you.
You're fired, Bev.
Okay.
That's the story behind it is that Bev,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that Bev got boardwalk.
That actually is kind of a good description because I'm sure Bev got bored and then just walked.
He walked. Yes.
Got tired of being replaced with a drum machine or just kind of thump, 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 thump on electric drums. And you know what? I'm going to go play with Black Sabbath.
Exactly.
Tell you what, I'm going to start my own band and I'm going to do your songs, and there's nothing you can do about it until 1992 or something.
True.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I think we've wasted
That's
enough
the end of
people's time.
our professional Zoomcast today.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I should, you know, for future, just actually keep a song in my head and that I can, just Eric, play something. Got it, on it, instead of just. So, all right. We done? Where's that button? Right